Come on in, family. Welcome back. We back already. Brother Sparky. Brother Sparky. Soul Group. I seen some of you all earlier today, somewhere. I seen you somewhere today. I see some of y'all twice today already. We've done a couple hours of training today. We're getting it in, family. We're getting it in. Getting in some good training. Good training. We're literally standing together. Absolutely we are. Absolutely we indeed. We are standing together. Feeling energized and ready to flow. Yes, sir. Soul Group is here. Brother Bill, Sister Belinda, greetings. Good to see you all. We had 2 sessions earlier today. We had 2 sessions earlier today, and we actually had a discussion earlier where I'm going to offer Soul Group. You know, we got a small group. Our Soul Group is small. Maybe about 11 or so. We may be about 11 deep Soul Group. So what I'm offering beginning next week, Monday, gonna start having private one-on-one session, free, offering everybody one free private one-on-one 30-minute session. We'll use Zoom, Skype, whatever's convenient for you. We'll use it. We're gonna have one free, and that's if you'd like to do that. You may not want to have a free private one-on-one. Some of you may want that, and I would recommend that you get that. It'll be constructive criticism, looking at the form, looking at some of the basic postures that we do, providing some guidance, some corrections. That's how we learn in this art form. And the more we can move towards having the structure and the movement correct, obviously we'll get better benefits from the practice. That makes sense, don't it? So what can I do to see that happen? I can simply offer my time. I have plenty of time. I make time. I create time. So I'm going to dedicate that to the Soul Group because I want you all improving. Yeah, free one-on-one. One free session, absolutely. We'll start with one. Have to start with the first one first. And we'll see how that works out. It may be 2, 3. We'll see how serious people are. If people are serious about it, if I can see that people are training and actually improving, yeah, there'll be more. There'll be more. We're going to start with one. People say, wow, that's so kind of you. Well, it is kind, but I also understand energy. I understand energy. And people are like, you do that for free? Well, money is not real. Energy is real. The energy exchange is real. And when you understand energy, like I understand energy, you understand that the energy exchange is a lot more valuable than any dollar bill will ever be. See, that's something they never told us. They told us to go to school, get a job, graduate, make good money. But they never told us to forget about the money, to do what you love, to do more of it, do as much as you can, and it'll be perpetual. What you put out, you'll get back. Nobody told me that. I learned that. I learned that by accident. So basically, we are a currency. You and myself, We are currency. Our energy is currency. That's what they pay us for, our energy. But when we do spiritual practice, spiritual exchange, we exchange each other as energy. That's it. We'll talk about that later. Welcome. So I'm going to offer that to the group. One free 30-minute private session with me starting next week. I'll have it arranged and you can sign up for your time slot. So we're going to read Lao Tzu, The Unknown Teachings. Like I said, we got a small soul group, less than 20 people. So we can get everybody in within the next couple of weeks. All right? So there's always a new class. We'll keep going forward. We'll always start at the beginning. This is The Unknown Teachings of Lao Tzu. How's everybody feeling today? I feel great. I really do. I feel having these 3 classes per day, I'm constantly in the zone. I love it. Thank you all. Unknown Teachings of Lao Tzu. This translation here is by Brian Walker. Nice little read. We've been doing our Tai Chi table talk, which is a short reading, or sometimes we have a discussion, you know, just a nice exchange, whatever the topic may be. But we've been sticking along these readings for a while. Tai Chi table talk. So this is page 76. That's 76. And the paragraph is 67. And it starts out saying that the mystical techniques for achieving immortality are revealed only to those. Did I read this yesterday? Yep. That's worth reading again, though, boy. That was a good one. That was a good one. Let's go here. 7-8, passage 61. It says, to understand the universe. Yeah. You must study and understand these things. And he's going to list the things right here. He says, first, the oneness, the Tao, the great Tai Chi. Wow. He mentioned the great Tai Chi. He says, second, the great two, the forces of yin and yang. Forces of yin and yang. I think we're on the right track, family. Third, the 3 main categories express either as heaven, earth, and man. I think we're on the right track, family. Lower Dantian, middle Dantian, upper Dantian. Or as body, mind, and spirit. I think we're on the right track, family. It says, fourth, the 4 forces: strong, weak, light, oh boy, sorry, light and heavy. I know we're on the right track. Number 5, the 5 elements symbolized by water, fire, wood, metal, and earth. Those elements are all inside of our 5-style stepping. We're on the right track, family. 6, I didn't write this book. 6, the breaths: wind, cold, heat, moisture, dryness, inflammation, which transform the climate and the internal organs. 7th, the process of change and recycling. Talking about change, yin yang change, right? All what's inside of that. 8th, the 8 great manifestations. Listen closely on this one. Heaven, earth, water, fire, thunder, lake, wind, and mountain. The combination of which reveal the subtle energetic truths of all situations as taught in the I Ching. Anybody familiar with the I Ching? The I Ching, it looks like a capital letter I, a numerical numerical number 1, and CHING, the I Ching. Anybody study that? Almost finished, and we'll get right into the lesson. It says, understanding these things, you can embody them. You can embody those things and employ them internally to leave behind what is old and dead and to embrace what is new and alive. Wow. Once discovered, this process of internal alchemy, you hear me talk about that time to time, the internal alchemy, processing of the chi, opens the mystical gate to spiritual immortality. That's why I'm here. So now this practice can just be a physical exercise to the practitioner, or it can be everything that this gentleman has written inside of this book. It can be whatever the practitioner chooses it to be, depending on the lessons that are being offered from the instructor. Well, I study the art as more than just a physical exercise. For me, it is a spiritual practice. It is a way of life. And those are the benefits that I get from the practice, way beyond the physical. So as I said, it's up to the student how far they want to go down the rabbit hole. For me, it's a way of life. Brother Peyton says, choose life. All right, let's bow in. 13 after. I'm sure other people here are interested in more than just developing physical abilities, right? We want to raise our consciousness, raise our vibration, right? Our internal alchemy inside of ourselves. We must go inside to go outside. That's the only way out, is to go in. So during our gatherings, you'll hear me say some things that may seem to be a little bit off, you know. Well, they are a little off because they're not in accord with the way that majority of people have been taught to think, you know. It's outside of the box, without a doubt. So if you don't think outside of the box, you may not understand what I'm talking about at this moment, but maybe later. Maybe later. My teacher said a lot of things that I didn't understand, but I got clarity with time. Clarity with time, because I trust in the practice. Okay, let's bow in. Greetings, soul group. Happy to see everybody here. Let's bow in. Let's give thanks. Breathe in. Number 11 on the screen. 11 of us are in the house right now. Right at the beginning. I wanted to mention one thing. Thank you, Sifu. Thank you very much. I actually uploaded, or in the process of uploading, a video into the Tai Chi 360 page. Inhale here. Let's do some preparation. And the video is it's a 2-part video. Somehow the video cut off and I had to make it 2-part, but it stopped at the perfect place, honestly. The first part of the video is the narrative, talking about sword fingers, the exercise sword fingers, the breathing exercise for the lung, tonification of the lung, detoxification of the lung. I shared some stuff on there. The first part is about the narrative. The second part is the actual exercise. Second part is a little shorter than the first part. I would recommend that you start with the first one and check it out so you'll know how to do that exercise with all the details. It'll be on YouTube a little bit later. That's sword fingers. So when we do it, you'll know you're doing it right. I gave more clarification, and you can share the video as well. Here, let's lift. Inhale. Breathe in. Separate. When you separate here, I'll remind you right here. I'll remind you right here. So here you got to start imagining that you're digging into the earth, you know. Use your imagination, because your physical body know that it can only dig so far, but when you use your imagination and your visualization, you can go real deep. And that's what we want to do. We want the energy to travel. So here, as you lift, you have a circle on the inside, in here. See, this is not a circle. We want roundness, right? So actually concave the chest. You'll notice when you retract the chest, you create 1 or 2 more inches of space here by contracting. Also, on the outside of your arms, I want you to feel outside of yourself as well. Feel that. So there's a circle on the inside, and there's also a circle on the outside of your body. You are encircled. Okay? I want you to feel that. So this is called inward and outward. This is going outward, out. And then this is going down, and this is coming back in. So we call this posture, or this movement, inward and outward, which are 2 of the primary ways of moving, in and out. We cover all directions, right? So in, scooping, fingertips are pointing down towards the earth. Now, I want to give you a perspective here. Let me move this. So imagine picking up through your center here. So it's picking up, and then it's going forward and out. So it's up and out. You see that? So it's coming up. Let's see. It's coming up and out. This is where it starts a circle. Start working on perfecting these simple movements, covering all the range of motion completely. So here's the coming back in towards me here, and the up, and then the lifting. As I go out, my weight goes to the front of my feet, to the balls of my feet. I'll do a couple more. I think I had a couple questions inside the chat. Do a couple more. Inwards, onwards, and upwards. Right. Absolutely. That's it. Correct. One more. Let me catch up. Separate your whole body here to left and right hemispheres. Feel the bottom of your feet rooted. Focus on lower dantian, gives you groundedness. Tailbone down, straight down. Crown point straight up. So you have up and down, that vertical alignment. Inhale. Lift. Open. Spread open real big. And then compress back in this way. Keep it up high, right around the heart level. Right around the heart level. Open. Expand. Your whole body's expanding in all directions. Up and down, left and right. All directions. You are like a ball right now, a Tai Chi ball. You have become the Tai Chi ball. Expansion. Imagine your ears separating left and right. The size of your face, your nostrils are splitting left and right hemisphere. Your face, your lips, your eyes, separating and uniting. Separate the spaces between the sutures in your skull. The spaces in between the sutures in your skull. Everything separates. This is a whole body breathing movement. Whole body. That's it. One more. Come in. And down. Exhale down. Inhale up. Point the fingers out. Point your fingers out towards me and extend your energy body. Let it travel. Let it travel out towards me. And then begin to bring it back in. This is called upward and downward. Upward and downward. Remember all of the visualizations that come along with this one. It's full. It's packed. It's got so much going on, family. It's got a lot going on here. You extend yourself all the way to the horizon and follow it until it almost disappears, and then begin to bring it back in. It's very small As it becomes closer, it gets larger and larger. It gets larger and it comes into your being and passes through you, out the back of you. And then it comes back in through the back of you. From infinitely big to infinitely small, from infinitely small to infinitely large, over and over again. Let's do a few of these. Use those visualizations. Infinitely large, all the way out. Beginning to get infinitely small. Now I'm bringing it back in. It's getting infinitely big. It's growing really big. Passes through my being, through the front of me, out of the back of me. Getting infinitely small. Almost gone. It begins to come back. In through my back. In through my back. Coming back out my front. Right. So now you're moving rhythmic, like the rhythm of the ocean, the waves in the ocean as they crash and fall. You float, flow, and follow, because we are composed primarily of water. We can flow, we can feel what water feels like because we are water. We are one with the universe. All of those elements, inhale, live within us. Become water, float, flow, and follow. Don't disrupt the flow. Let it go through you. Don't disrupt it. Let it go out of you. Let it come back in and let it go back out. Each and every vertebrae, all the way out. A couple more, just like that. This is the way to open the joints. Open the elbows, open the shoulders, open the fingers, the wrists. Every joint is open. Open. Chi flow all the way through. Last one, inhale up. Inhale up. Watch this one. Turn. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Front corner, front right corner, up. Around to the back corner. Back left corner, back right corner, and down the back right corner. Up, front left corner, up, travel up. Circle, back to the back left corner, down. Going up and down, remember, tailbone takes you down. Tailbone takes you down. Crown point will lift me up here. Crown point. The tip of my crown point lifts me up. I turn. As I descend down now, this is not a squatting motion. This is a tailbone taking me down motion. Tailbone taking me down. Crown point is still being extended vertically at the same time. Feel those things inside of your body, those changes here. Lifting with crown point, the body follows. Tailbone down, body follows. It's not just a thought, family. It's a true physical way of moving. Feel inside. Feel inside, right here. Crown point, lifting, body follows. Right here, tailbone leads down, body follows. Very good. Back to center. Pull up to Dantian. Inhale. Exhale out. Inhale. This is called preparation. This is called preparation. Preparing. Inhale. Exhale out. Inhale. Tai Chi ball, carry Tai Chi ball. Right side, left hand on top. Follow me. Inhale as the ball bounces up. Right hand on top. Begin to turn. Shifting weight, right side. Here, turn to the side. Compress Tai Chi ball. Squeeze. As you squeeze, body sinks down. Tailbone takes body down. Crown point goes up, same time, simultaneously. Split the Tai Chi ball. Front left corner. This palm stays down. Turn the body. The arms are not moving. This is a body movement. The arms are moving with the body. Carry Tai Chi ball, big Tai Chi ball, left side. Compress. Squeeze. Turn, release. This is splitting the Tai Chi ball. Turn. Turn as much as you like. No force. Relax your spine. As you begin to turn back, stop at the sides and start descending. Descending. And then take off. Take off. Go way out there. Extend. Shift into the left leg. Let the energy go out way out to the horizon. Out the tips of your fingernails. Turn, 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 turn. Compressing. Compressing, squeezing, sinking down. Crown point up. Rising up to the front right corner. Energy extends all the way out, tip of the fingers, far out into the clouds, into the sky. Touch the stars if you like. Compression. Compress. Split. One ball becomes two. One becomes two. Separate. Turn. Two becomes one. Yin yang change. Exhale, compressing. Squeezing. Feel between your palms. Pay attention to it. Feel. Do you feel the heat? Separate. We'll do a couple more. Pay attention to the feeling, the sensation between your palms. Make sure that the Lao Gong points, the energy points, are directly over each other here. The center of the palms, directly over each other. As I squeeze, I feel, I separate. Last one, left side. Pay attention to that feeling. Squeeze. Split. Separate. Keep it short here. Bring it back in. Compress. Turn. Expand. Contract. Whole body, not just the hands. Expand. Check your posture, the crown point, the chin, the bottom of the feet. The knees should not be folded in, but have an outward condentation. The knees are outward condentation. Imagine a ball pushing the legs out. Wave hands like clouds. Wave hands like clouds. Follow me as we transition into wave hands like clouds. Left hand, fingertips point down. Shift over to your right leg. Hands change up and down. Right hand pointing down. Turning and shifting my weight simultaneously from right side to left side. Changing hands. Every time I shift over, the hands change in accord with the movement of the body, turning the body, rotating the body, changing the hands up and down. This one is wave hands like clouds. This one is extended. This one, extended way down. Imagine that the energy is going into the earth. Exhale. The front hand, the front arm, this is a ward off. So this energy is going up this way. Ward off is upward energy, upward bouncing energy. Also, you are extended out of the fingertips, the tips of the fingers. Here's a ward off coming here, see? Upward energy as it comes up. It still has that upward condentation, the upward idea, the upward memory. It begins to come up here, this arm. It begins to come up and it continues to go up it has an upward suggestion. Not necessarily moving upward, but the suggestion is still there. It remains there throughout the duration of the movement. That upward suggestion, I will call it. Upward memory. Make sure that your weight is shifting from either side, left to right or right to left, as you move from one side to the other. That will make you feel more of your flow. And here in just a second, we'll take a couple of steps. We'll be stepping laterally, meaning leftward and rightward. If you have a straight line on the floor like I do, if you have a straight line, line yourself up on that line. Line your body up on that line. The reason for that, I'll tell you. Let me point this down. I got a lot of ceiling in there. Gary, you didn't remind me about the ceiling in quite a while. I guess I was getting it right for a while. This way we can focus on the floor a little more. So look, you see this line, right, family? This line. If you have a line on your floor, it'll help you. It'll benefit you, because we want perfectly straight. Remember I talked about that a couple days ago? No, yesterday. Perfectly straight push. Well, we want to walk sideways perfectly straight for cloud hand. So here, this will help us out. Check it out. So if you get confused with the hand motion, just put your hands here. Line your toes up where they're right behind the line. If you want to go with the hand motion, you can. It's up to you. All right, feel inside your body and let the tailbone go down. Extend towards the ground. Crown point goes up. Now, as I begin to shift my weight over towards my left, you see my hands and arms are changing. You see I'm stepping over very subtly. But I don't want to touch. I want to leave a little space in between. I want to sit my weight down on my left leg and shift it over through the center. Feel that, it's very subtle. Now it's over here, my weight. And now the hands are changing. My weight's over here now. Now that allows me to pick this leg up very easily and place it back down. See that? The slower the better. You may find yourself offline a little bit. That's fine. It's just there to help you slowly but surely get it tuned in. So notice the first step is really close, and then the second step is a little farther apart. I'll show you what I mean as I step back the other way. I'll show you what I mean. So this is what I will consider to be my first step. It's a little wide, right? About shoulders width apart. Also notice my feet aren't perfect. I step back a little bit, but I want it to be here, right? But at least I noticed that. It's observation, right? Want to fix that. Want to fix that. Want to make it perfect. This is the second step. This second step closes the gap. See? So it closed the space. It's no longer shoulders width apart anymore. You get it? So now this would be the first step again. First step. I'm going to get closer back towards my line. That's the first step, shoulders width apart. Now here's the second step. Closing the space. Closing the space. Not touching, but almost touching. That's what you want. Now some of us may be feeling young and vibrant today. Anybody feeling young and vibrant and want to add a little bit more physical challenge to it? You're more than welcome. I'll show you how. I'll show you how. Bear with me here as we do a couple more. So simple, if you want to make it a little more physically challenging, you just simply make the step a little wider and make the stance a little deeper. I'll go back the other way now. So let's say that you have a desire to add a little bit more of a physical workout today. So you would possibly sink down. So you sink down as you step out. Notice I start sinking. Right? Although I'm sinking, I don't want to be leaning forward. I still want to maintain all of those things that we talked about. That makes it a little tougher. So if you're not able to abide by the rules, keeping it vertical, there's no need to sink down. Now, when you close the gap, there's a rise up. So there's a rising and falling. There's a rising and falling, just like the tide. There's a rising and falling. Doesn't have to be, but it can be. Depends on how you feel. Even if you don't make the sinking as dramatic, it can be just a little bit. We all start somewhere, right? You see, I still went down a little bit, right? As I come in, I go up. Notice? So you get rising and falling, up and down. Don't sink so deep that your tailbone and your crown point are not still vertically aligned. It's not a matter, oh, how deep can I get? Forget about that. You want to have the correct structure as well, family. So if you're rising and falling, you may notice that your rate of respiration may change. So go back to your nice deep breathing. Go back to it. Don't let it go. You chose to go deeper. You chose to go deeper. I'll go back towards the center. Now, I do encourage everyone to go a little deeper over time. Doesn't have to be as, drastic as I did it. Just a little bit. Slowly but surely, you trust me, I don't care how old you are, what your level of health is, it only gets better every time you train. You may surprise yourself. One day. We go slow and just work our way there. You wake up one day and be like, wow, I'm a lot deeper now. I got back on track too. Look at that, family. Got back on track. Remember I was off? So I noticed something. I was off going to the right. But coming to the left, I was good. So I wonder if that could have anything to do with make you want to check yourself out and observe more. Maybe you need to look at that inside of yourself and see if you're sticking to the line going in one direction and maybe coming back, now you're getting offline. One of your legs may be a little different than the other. That's something to look for. And then you can start correcting the structure, correcting the movement, and then your structure will start changing accordingly. You get how this stuff works? How's everybody doing with the cloud hands? How you doing with the cloud hands? You're very welcome, Ron. Ron says, thank you for the visualization, the visual ideas. Absolutely. They'll make your form a lot more powerful. Wave hand like clouds. So that's moving sideways. You understand what I mean by keeping the tailbone and crown point in alignment, right, fam? You understand that, right? Don't just go deep and then you're leaning forward and you're off balance. No. Then it becomes a physical struggle. It's no longer meditation and motion. Now it's a physical struggle. Getting warm. Absolutely. I know you are. So that's stepping sideways. That's stepping left and right. How often do you actually walk sideways throughout your day? You ever go around walking sideways? Most people don't. We used to go on forward, backwards, but never sideways, and we used to go forward most of the time. With that being said, let's do a little stepping. Tai Chi walking. So now, this is basic Tai Chi walking. Basic. Fundamental. Share it with grandma. Help grandma not slip and fall. This floor that I'm walking on, in my mind, I'm imagining that this floor is a very thin layer of ice. So that brings two challenges. First of all, it brings a slip and fall challenge, meaning that I may slip on it because it's icy and ice is slippery. Second challenge it brings is very thin. So with it being very thin, if I step too hard or haphazardly, I'm going to puncture the ice and I'm going to fall through it, or at least my leg's going to fall through it. Two challenges. So I must be aware, very aware, and step very cautiously. Also, I must step without having all of my weight transfer into the advancing leg at one time. You understand that? We call that stepping full. No, we want to step empty. I'll show you how we do that. We call that walking like a cat. We want to have this rear leg full, this leg comes down empty, and we slowly but surely transfer the weight in there, making sure that we don't break that ice below our foot. At the same time, now here comes another challenge. The ceiling here has been lowered right above my head. So that means I don't have space to do this as I walk. My knees does not change the amount of angle. The angle stays the same. If I change the angle in my knees, my body begins to rise and fall during the step. Remember, I said there's no space for us to do this. We'll bump our head. So we need to move on one horizontal plane, similar to the way that a ninja walks. You ever seen a ninja? How they look like they're just walking or floating? Right, so it'll be similar to hovering above the ground. We'll be hovering above the ground. Now with this type of awareness, it helps us prevent slips and falls. What's the word? Propioration, right? Bringing in our awareness. Whole body awareness. Whole body awareness. Let's do it together. Now you can put your hands behind your back. You can do Tai Chi postures. Whatever you want to do. Brush knee. My main thing right now is for you to pay attention to the feet. I'm going to leave my hands behind my back. I'm not going to graduate too early. Tailbone down, chin slightly in, crown point up. Share this with grandma, okay? Allow the weight to drift over to your left leg. Right leg is empty, meaning no weight. Insubstantial leg, nothing there. Comes down to just the heel, placing it upon the earth, upon the icy surface now. There's ice there. Now I sink my weight down, but only onto this left leg because I want that to be empty, remember? So everything is here. And then I begin to transfer that weight over here. Notice that the first step is 45-degree angle. This foot is on a 45-degree angle. My hips are off. They're not coming straight right now. They're off. But as I peel this foot off the floor and bring it forward, heel first, my weight is on my right leg. I transfer that weight slowly all the way to the point where I get 80% of my weight's here. 80%. I begin to shift back. Remember on yesterday we practiced on going straight back? So we want to go straight back with precision. None of this choppy stuff. That peels that foot off the floor. Turn it 45 degrees, the whole leg, the whole quad, 45 degrees. My hips are now on this angle as well. This is Tai Chi Walking, very basic, the fundamentals. Shifting forward, transferring the weight. Now that back leg peels off of the floor. You'll notice the slower that you go, the more challenging it is. The more you kind of like want to stumble around and lose your balance. Foot is straight. So I say take your time, and there's no reason to rush through it, because if you rush through doing 100 steps, I would rather you do 10 steps. I would much rather for you do 10 steps like this than 100 steps haphazardly. Straight back. Turn the hips off, quad off. Begin to shift forward. Now I'm not leaning forward with my face. My chin is still in, my crown point is up, tailbone is down. And now that foot begins to go down at the same time I move forward. Real slow. Right here, as the feet change, people want to do this to go forward. Don't do that. Sink down to pull that leg forward. Are you pulling your face forward? Only you can check on that. Shift forward. 70%, 80% is fine. And then shift straight back. Everybody want to go fast. Out. Don't lean forward. Straight up and down. Chest here. Straight forward. Now when you get ready to pick up that back leg, don't pull your head forward. Don't do this. People want to do that to pull this leg up. No. Sink down. It's more challenging that way. But sooner you get stronger from the inside because you're not overcompensating. Tai Chi Walking. Let's do a few more steps. Those legs should be saying, they're feeling it right now. The legs should be feeling it right now. A few more steps, real slow like that. That's equivalent to doing 100 steps. This is mindfulness, very mindful. Very mindful. Feel below your feet. Remember that's soft down, that's ice down there. Your feet are soft so they can feel. They can feel the ice. You don't want it to break, so you want to make sure you transfer the weight cautiously. Stepping like a cat, shifting straight back. Hips are off now, off to the side. Go slow, family. Go slow. Feel the challenge of slowness. Feel the challenge that slowness brings. It's a whole new era, whole new thing going on with slowness. That's it. Couple more steps. Go just as slow. Shift back. Notice when I shift back, right? I go straight back. As perfect as possible. This Tai Chi walking is the way that we move inside of our Tai Chi forms. This is the same thing without the hands, without all the fanciness. This is the fundamental walk, but very precise. Balance, of course. Now look at this observation here. I want you to look at my feet. You can see in between my body, right? In between my legs, if you look at me. But if I'm like this, you can't see in between. This is no good. This cuts off the energy flow right inside of here. Too tight. Got to open that up more. Not too wide. Obviously, that's too much, right? So here's fine. Always check for this. Make sure you're not, we call it walking a tightrope. Walking a tight rope. We don't want to walk tight ropes. Not when we're working on developing our balance. Walk a tightrope, you fall down. You have no lateral stability. That's why they have that stick, you know. Or they have their arms like this, because they're trying to get lateral stability. We don't want to do that. We don't want to fight for that. Okay, that's good. That's walking forward. Shall we? Shall we take a step back? Absolutely. So in Tai Chi, we have 13, we call it Tai Chi 13. So we have 8 basic forms, 8 basic movements, and then we have the 5 directions. 8 basic movements, 5 directions equals a total of 13 forms. That's why we learn the stepping pattern with the hand motion to get the 13. It'll make sense later. We'll dive deeper and deeper every time. Turn the back ankle where it's straight now. It's in a straight line. Ankle out. You see that? So it was 45, but now it's straight. We're going to take backward steps. This is the way to do that. Straight. Shifting back. Now this foot, my right foot, right leg, is going back. Toe touches the ground first, but the foot is being placed on a 45-degree angle. Same thing, as I go back, that foot begins to go down. I don't just put the foot down. That's dead movement. I place the toe, and I stay in motion. I stay in motion. Shift back, shift forward, straighten the back foot. Now that back foot is straight. So this is the opposite of advancing step. It'll make sense to you later if it doesn't already. Back foot 45. Shift back. Shift forward. Now straighten the back foot where it's parallel now. See? Straight line. It was on a 45. Now, just the toe. Foot is on a 45. This leg. The toe, but place it on a 45. As I sit that weight down on that front leg and begin to transfer it back, that foot is going down now. Right. That's part of the coordination. I go straight back. I come forward. Now I straighten the foot. Now I begin to shift back. And this leg is going to go back on a 45-degree angle. Making sense? Shall we keep stepping backwards one more time? Let's do backwards one more time. Let's do backwards one more time because we have a few people here that need to see it, but they're just shy and don't want to speak up. Let's do it for them. Let's do it for those people that need to see it, but they're a little shy and don't want to speak up. I got you covered, family. I know you don't want to feel like you're like, I know. Don't worry about it. But believe it or not, everybody benefits from your question. So don't feel like you're like being special or anything. No. We're here as a group to learn. Trust me, the old soul group, I said old, not talking about you, Gary. They don't mind going over the information. So here, start transferring your weight over. See that? Shifting. Now once I'm here, I go down. See that? Now look. Lo and behold, I can pick that leg up now. Just the toe. Don't place the whole foot. Now as I shift my weight back, my weight's going back now. That foot begins to come down. Were you doing it that way, family? It's the opposite of going forward. Now shift forward, the body weight. Now straighten the foot, see? Now go back. Yes, opposite of going forward. It'll make sense to you with repetition. Set it down, not all the way, just a tip. Now as I begin to shift back, that foot settles down on a 45-degree angle. Don't lock your knee. This knee's always bent. This front knee, always a little bent. Shift forward now. Now watch that back foot. My left foot, my left leg, straighten. You saw that? So it went from here to here because this will be my front leg. I preset this leg. It's preset and prepared to be my front leg now. Watch. It's my front leg. And remember, the front one is always straight. See? Now it's in the front. I mean, they were just geniuses. The people that created this stuff, they were just geniuses. Shift back. Way smarter than me. Shift forward. Now remember, the back foot is preparing to be the front foot. So how do I prepare it? I straighten it. Now when I step back, it is my front foot. It's already straight. It's already straight. We'll pick up here. 45, it's going to be my front foot momentarily. So I straighten it first to prepare it to be my front foot. Now it is my front and it's already straight. Shift back. And it's an over and over repetitive cycle. See that? Over and over repetitive cycle. This is going to help you develop your flow, family. If you need to check out, I understand. We're going to do one sequence here. We're going to do one revolution here because we did so much stepping. We gotta cap it off with the 5 styles. We gotta cap it off with the 5 style steps. Got to. We did left, right. We did forward, backwards. How could we not do this? It just wouldn't make sense. Here, follow me. New people, you may get lost. That's kind of expected, to be honest. But as you review the video, you'll get it. So go back and look at this later. Go back and look at this later. Let's go. Let's flow, family. So we're going to move a little bit faster. Not real quick, but a little flowy here. So, and I definitely wouldn't think of the hands if I was brand new today. I wouldn't. Also, soul group, do your best to not, hands attaching, do your best to not look at the floor. I keep looking because these things are sticky. And I want to make sure that I'm not bringing them with me. They're not sticking to the bottom of my feet. That's my excuse. See, I brought it. That's what I'm talking about. I'll tape them down. I'll tape them down for the next lesson. Hands attaching. Hands attaching. Hands attaching. Hands attaching. Hands attaching. Hands attaching. See it? You can go here too. Attaching steps. Remember this one, family? The diagonals. And then change doors, attaching steps. Change doors, attaching steps. Change doors, attaching steps. Right, let me bow out before we get too excited here. Let's bow out, family. Take a couple breaths across the top. Inhale. Nice breath. Exhale down the center. 2 more like that. Inhale. Okay, last one. Let's center ourselves as well, family. Bring our energy back into center. After we bow, we'll just stand for a second just to center ourselves. Then we leave from a position of power, you know. We want to be in a position of power. We don't want to have our energy scattered all over the place. Thank you. Thank you, Sifu. We'll stand for 1 second here. A couple breaths. Centering ourselves. Breathe back into lower dantian. Focus on lower dantian just for maybe a minute or so. Right here. Let the arms relax out like this. And just breathe and center. Very small space, like a size of a pencil head inside the lower dantian. Do it with your mind. Any tension or tightness that you feel in your head, neck, shoulders, allow that to roll off your shoulders, just like water. Soften your pelvis. We tend to put a lot of energy trapment, containment right inside of this space here. So loosen that up. Do it with your mind. Go in there, make a connection with it. And release. Release. Release the tension from your shoulders. Let it go from shoulder, elbow, wrists, fingertips. Let it drip back into the earth. Crown point up, chin in. Leave with that same position of power that we began with. Take it off with you out until your day. The space that you create, the territory, your position of power resides inside of you. You're super powerful. Especially when you go inside. When you go inside, you're super powerful. That's our position of power, inside, not outside, family. Nothing outside of ourselves is inside. Source is inside. That's the only source you need. Connect to that. And when you connect to that, you got it. Then you're in tune with the universe. Can't go wrong. Connect to that space. And stay connected. And when you feel yourself getting off track, just remember and go right back to it. You can recall that memory, family. Inhale, let's bow out. You can always recall that memory, you know, that because that memory has memory. That memory has memory. You know, that territory that belongs to you. You know that very peaceful state of mind, your memory, you can tap back into that anytime. Anytime. That's why we come here, to create that. And we recall on it and we go to it whenever we find ourselves getting out of balance. We go right there. And you can do it at the click of a switch. But you got to be in tune with yourself because you got to see it coming before it happens. That anger start rising up, click of a switch, and just laugh at yourself. Turn it off because it doesn't serve you well. It's okay to experience it, but let it go. It doesn't serve us well because it lowers our position. We want to come from a position of power. That's a position of love, a whole nother space. I love you all. I get off on these things sometimes. You guys know me. You guys know me. Heart to heart. Heart to heart. How was today's training, fam? Today was good for me. All three gatherings today was absolutely wonderful. I couldn't imagine doing anything else. I'm so happy that we've been able to implement all of these lessons in the day. I love it, man. My wife is happy. She loves me being here doing this. My family's happy. Everybody's happy. I couldn't ask for a better way of life right now. And I have to thank you all because you all support what we do. Your soul group. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Hey, I dropped something here from the light. I try to make it a little brighter, so I took the lamp off of the light. But yeah, man, you all make my day. Honestly, you really do. You make my day. If we had more hours in the day, we would be doing it more. Initially, we weren't doing it as often as we are now. I look at this as being one day like our university, like our Tai Chi 360 University, where we can basically get lessons all day, any time on the day, from various people, not only from myself. That's what I want to have. That's what we're gonna have. That's always been my dream. Like to have I called it a online resource center. Online resource center where you can stop in anytime somebody's teaching something. Just stop in. Wouldn't that be? Isn't that going to be wonderful? I feel as if it's already started. It's already began. We've initiated. We are the roots, you know. That's good. I'm happy, man. I'm so happy. I'm going to need someone on staff teaching us how to do some healthy cooking, man. I want to get together and somebody have us on doing just like we doing now, but they teaching us how to do some healthy cooking. I'm open to be a student for that. Anybody want to come on staff and help us out? Start teaching us how to do some healthy cooking, some juicing, anything. Tell us what ingredients we need to get. We pick them up and boom. We make a lesson out of it. That'll be awesome. Anybody want to help out with that? I can't do it all. Just an idea. I come up with these crazy ideas. I think that'll be good. Thank you, Sifu. I think that'll be good for what we're doing. Holistic food. That's all I'm interested in. If it's not healthy and holistic, I won't be in attendance. You can best believe that. It could be juicing, anything. Just an idea. When I put them out there, something usually comes up. So we'll see how that works out. And I'm saying that once again from a selfish standpoint. I'm being selfish because if we can get that going, you know, I'm at home and I prepare food for the family. I'll be learning how to prepare other things because my family, they get tired of my boring meals. I know they do. You know, I'm ex-military. I can eat the same thing every day, literally. I eat the same thing every day, no problem. I train myself for that. But the kids absolutely hate it. And I understand. They get bored. They get bored with it. So somebody who want to teach us how to cook, let me know. Healthy cooking. Make a clean 2 weeks. I'm preparing for ceremony. That's what I'm talking about. That kind of stuff, Tracy. If you want, I can broadcast the event. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. So we could make the first one an event. Yeah, we could make the first one an actual event. And then we'll see what spins off from there. So Kim, you just pick up a juicing book. You're going to experiment and be part of the event. Megan says she'll put together the event. Food is medicine. Let's do it, family. We know, you know my motto: healthy community, strong, healthy community. Let's do it. This will be another way for us to get together and be as intimate as we can to exchange with each other. Let's do it, man. Let's plan that. Let's plan that event. Our first Tai Chi 360. Give it a nice fancy name. Make it a big deal. We can have juice in there as well. Food is medicine, absolutely. Movement as well. Movement and food are both medicine. Kim, you would love to? So you and Megan, you got you and Megan there, Kim. Y'all should go ahead and friend each other. Put me in the middle. Sam, you want to join in? Sam, you want to join in as well? I don't know. We don't have any details. We're just launching this right now. We're launching this right now. We can plan it. It doesn't have to be a weekend. I'd like for you to be here, Tracy. Right now, a lot of people are at home. It doesn't necessarily have to be a weekend. You can have 4 people on camp. Oh, that's great. So what about other people? Other people can attend, right? They don't have to be on camera. They don't have to be on camera. That's it. Like Tracy said, everyone could do a stint. Like 4 people could all do a stint. Oh, this is good. This is good. And the other ones can watch. All right. That sounds good. We'll plan for that. I'll check in with y'all a little later. Let's work on that. Let's work on that. I'm gonna post some. I'm gonna post something in Tai Chi 360. I'm gonna post something in Tai Chi 360. I'll talk to you all a little later. I got a student coming over. Let's do it. I'm super excited. Woohoo! Let's go. Let's go. Tai Chi 360. Healthy eating now. Holistic eating. That's what we gotta do. I'll talk to y'all later. I got a student here. I love you all. Thank you. I'm munching on some grapes right now. This is awesome. This is how we grow, family. This is how we grow. Soul group. Peace. Love you guys. I'm chomping on some grapes as we speak.